Princess Diana reportedly had just one word for Donald Trump, and according to a longtime friend, it wasn't flattering: creep. Fresh attention has returned to claims that years before entering politics, Trump allegedly pursued the late Princess of Wales after her split from then Prince Charles in 1992. And while Trump would later go on to meet members of the royal family during his presidency, reports suggest Diana herself wasn't impressed by his advances. According to television presenter Selina Scott, Trump allegedly saw Diana as his, quote, trophy wife, and repeatedly sent her extravagant bouquets of roses and orchids after news of her separation became public. Scott claimed the flowers piled up at Diana's apartment, but instead of being charmed, the princess grew increasingly uncomfortable. Writing in the Sunday Times back in 2015, Scott alleged that Diana confided in her and described Trump with a single word, quote, creep. Scott also claimed Diana became so uneasy that she felt Trump was beginning to stalk her through the constant gifts and attention. According to her account, Diana even asked what she should do as the situation became more unsettling. The allegations didn't end there. Scott further claimed that after Diana's tragic death in Paris in 1997, Trump reportedly told friends that one of his biggest regrets was never dating the princess. She alleged he believed he had always had a chance at a romance and even thought he would have had a, quote, shot with Diana. However, Trump has publicly disputed the idea that he had any romantic interest in the Princess of Wales. During a 2016 interview with Piers Morgan, Trump insisted that while he respected Diana and had met her once, he had, quote, no interest in pursuing her romantically. He simply described her as, quote, lovely. Trump's relationship with Britain's royal family would later become far more official. Recently, Trump and First Lady Melania Trump also met members of the royal family during events in Washington, D.C. But decades after the alleged pursuit of Princess Diana, it's her reported reaction that continues to grab headlines, with that one word once again putting the spotlight on the president's past. Meanwhile, President Trump is also going viral for an entirely different reason. During his July 4 address, the president stumbled through multiple word mix-ups on stage, sparking fresh mockery online. Here's why Trump's latest speech blunders are once again dominating social media.
Unlike so many others in the world, in this country, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, equal justice under the law, although I wasn't treated that well, but we won't get into that. And the right to keep and bear arms. And he became the first African American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. And he was the first African American, and he was some man. They've written stories about him. He was something special. And next to it, we also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider, the one and only. And I was at the museum the other day at its opening. Theodore Roosevelt, when he returned triumphant from Cuba, printed with the words, "Welcome home, Colonel Roosevelt. America is back, and we want to keep America great, and we will do so by approving the Save America Act, which means all voters must show voter ID. All motorless. And for the almost 6 years that I was president, I guarded very, very powerfully your Second Amendment, and they didn't do a thing to it, and it was not easy. But we guard your Second Amendment. We guard it very, very strongly and cautiously. Across the generations, Americans have fought, bled, and died, not just to secure those, to expand them to citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed, because we are one people. We are one family. You showed that tonight with one flag And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God. Dove to the ground to keep the flag from touching the mud. He didn't want to have it touch the ground. He didn't want to have it touch the mud. He wanted it to be perfect. He raised it high above the field and was shot 4 times. They thought he was gone, but he kept moving forward. He loved our country. He loved our flag. Before he returned to camp and announced, "Boys, the old flag never touched the ground." And he became the first African American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he was the first African American, and he was some man. They've written stories about him. He was something special. With us tonight to celebrate this forward march of freedom is another Medal of Honor recipient, Colonel Paris Davis, whose courage won eternal glory in Vietnam. He helped lead a surprise attack on 100 enemy combatants. They said he was finished. His whole group was finished. And despite multiple life-threatening wounds, saved the lives of his fellow soldiers. And this evening he stands to salute the only flag of its kind, the one that was draped over the casket of President Abraham Lincoln in Independence Hall. Thank you very much. Great. He looks great, and he's brave. Because of heroes like these, our flag will always be a symbol of liberty and justice for all. Colonel Davis, thank you very much. Great man. Great man, thank you. Americans expanded the blessings of freedom, and we have never stopped expanding our ambitions and our dreams. We had the American dream. We never had the American dream, however, like we have it right now. The American dream is back, very strong, beautiful. You know, to get into our military now is tough. 2 years ago, we couldn't fill a job, and now it's overflowing. We have so many, setting records. We're setting records. It's actually hard to get in. That includes our great police forces and our firemen. They couldn't hire anybody. Nobody wanted to do it. Now it's hard to get those positions, but it's really hard to get into our military because people respect and love our country again. Our rise to being the world's strongest and most powerful nation was no accident of history. We rebuilt our military in my first term. We used it a little bit in our, actually I should say third term, but I won't do that because I don't want any controversy. But we use it, and we've had tremendous success. You look at Venezuela, you look at Iran, we wiped out their military. Americans crossed the Great Plains, scaled the Rockies, we just tamed the wilderness and conquered the frontier and built the empire. It's called the Empire of Liberty. We laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, those beautiful skyscrapers, and dug out the Panama Canal, considered the 8th wonder of the world, which everyone said was an impossible thing to do. And by the way, 38,000 Americans died to give us one of the greatest engineering feats of all time, the Panama Canal. This was the unstoppable spirit that created the world's most powerful industries and built the strongest military anyone had ever seen. And today it is stronger and more powerful than it ever was before. American grit, boldness, and daring forged heroes like Davy Crockett, Wyatt Earp, Annie Oakley, Teddy Roosevelt, and the legend of the Wild West, Buffalo Bill Cody. These were great, powerful people whose incredible grandchildren happen to be with us tonight. and they stand alongside one of the first American flags ever to fly over our expanding nation. It was carried west just as Lewis and Clark began their journey in 1803. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to have you. Great to have you, to honor this audacious and indomitable soul of America. We also have the first flag ever to fly over one of the greatest architectural feats of all time, a thing called the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the most beautiful bridges anywhere in the world, built a long time ago. To its right, the banner that flew atop our flagship after America's Navy sank the Spanish fleet to the bottom of the Manila Bay, one of the greatest naval victories in history. Much like our recent victory by sinking the entire Iranian Navy, 159 ships, to the bottom of the sea, all done in just a moment's time, happened very quickly. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world. And next to it, we also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider, the one and only. And I was at the museum the other day at its opening. Theodore Roosevelt, when he returned triumphant from Cuba, printed with the words, "Welcome home, Colonel Roosevelt." He was a victor of San Juan Hill. He was a great gentleman. Americans won the West and built the modern world because America is a nation of winners. And today our country is winning again, and we're winning like never before. America is back, and we want to keep America great, and we will do so by approving the Save America Act, which means all voters must show voter ID. All voters must provide a little thing called proof of citizenship. And there will be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel. And you won't have cheating on the elections anymore. It's very simple. Together, we are also reasserting the truth that American strength and power is not something to be ashamed of. It is something that we are very, very proud of.